All right, well, today's show is July 3rd, 2025, 9:42 a.m. And I want to thank you guys for joining me on the second test show of Baseball and Coffee with Adam Ottavino. It's a beautiful day here in New York. Yesterday there was a lot of baseball to catch up with. Today's going to be some exciting stuff as well. Today's coffee, Pergamino from Colombia itself. Got whole bean. I like to make it a nice espresso. This one featuring some fruity red tones to the espresso. So, cheers out there. And let's get this party started. I would like to get going here on the main screen. Let's get into it. The first thing that we have on the agenda today, we have three things on the agenda today, folks. Let me check my notes here. We're going to take a quick look at the standings. This is probably the first thing that we should do. And then, let's see if I can find that real quick. All right, we need to add another page here. We need to go right to MLB.com. Standings. This is where we stand after last night. Yankees and Blue Jays are in a dead heat at the top here. 48 and 38, 10 over. Tampa half game back. So the AL East is heating up really, really strong. Detroit's got a massive 12.5 game lead despite their loss last night. Houston, 7-game lead over Seattle. Philly, 2 over the Mets. They both got wins last night. Cubs, 3 over the Brewers, 5 over the Cards, 6.5 over the Reds. I think that'll be a good race as we head down the stretch. And then we also have the LA Dodgers, 8.5 now over the Padres. So those teams have really pulled back. The Giants have really struggled in their last 10, 3 and 7 to kind of get it going. But today we have three main topics we're going to discuss. The first is going to be my guy Clayton Kershaw, who got his 3,000th strikeout last night. In the B block, we're going to talk Ben Rice, Devin Williams, the pitch that everybody's arguing over, whether it was blockable, not blockable, one knee down. We'll get into all of that. And then we're going to look at a Riley Greene 2-homer day in the C block as Detroit romped Washington last night. If we have a little extra time, we'll take a peek at Sanchez and Eovaldi, their pitching performances. There was a few grand slams last night. We can check those out. And then we'll see what we're looking forward to today. But I want to get started with Mr. Clayton Kershaw here. He is 2025. Clayton Kershaw, 4-0, 3.43, 44 innings, 32 strikeouts, 1.25 whip, and he pitched last night, and he was able to get that 3,000th strikeout. So let's go ahead and pull that game up right now. Dodgers and White Sox. Kershaw, 100 pitches, 3 strikeouts. He needed 3 to get to 3,000, and sure enough, he did get to the 3. He was able to hang in there and have a pretty good outing in this game. So let's get into it. Let's see how his game started off.
On a 2-2 pitch, Meidroth shoots it to right field. It'll hang up for Pages, the first out of the ball game. Talking to some of Clayton's team.
He goes triple. Austin Slater, this is a guy who's actually had
strike
huge
3 on
success
swing.
on so 90.7.
Shot down the right field line. That's a fair ball toward the corner. Cut off quickly by Pages. He then loses it. It goes by him. Slater is.
There we go. Infield in situation.
Ground ball. The third scooped up by Muncy.
But he does give up a run on the Benintendi single.
Kershaw's 20th pitch of the inning. Is roped to right. It will drop down for a hit.
Off the end of the bat.
RBI single, Andrew Benintendi.
But dropped it in there. So Kershaw's had a little trouble sometimes in these first innings. I think this is no exception.
High chopper left side of the infield. This will be Mookie's ball, but he won't have a play. An infield single continues the first inning for Chicago.
Mookie can't make the play. It's already some bad juju here early. He gets out
coaching
of the first.
30 pitches in
so
the
no
top of the
punches
first.
in the first.
Another 2-2.
3 Ks away from 3,000.
High fly ball left field toward the Dodger bullpen. Conforto on the warning track. He is at the wall. He leaps and he brings it back.
This might have been a homer. All right, so Conforto saves his tushy a little bit right there. We head to the second inning.
Below 12%. After the first inning, it goes up to 20. Bouncer to the right side. He hustles in, gets the flip.
Michael A. Taylor.
Taylor hits one to left field. Conforto in front of the track.
Two gone. A little off the end of the bat. See, that curveball is 71 miles an hour. That's 2 speeds down. That's one thing about Kersh's curveball. It's always 2 speeds down.
Ground ball to short. Gobbled up by Betts.
So a nice second inning. Still no homers. You know that that's on his mind in this game.
And Mydroth shoots it to right field for a leadoff base.
I mean, not where he wants it.
Mydroth shoots it to right field for a leadoff base.
79.6, not a very hard hit ball. And then Slater, this guy's been just a Kershaw killer. He's going to clip him here. Give the White Sox the lead.
And Slater charges it up to left field, and no doubter. Halfway up the pavilion. Austin Slater, first 11 White Sox. This ball. Last. Roll it
so
last season. He was traded to Cincinnati, then traded a second time to Baltimore. So 3 teams in 2020. This ball. Down and in slider. Roll over it.
And then he knows he's going to have to come back with it on 3-2.
The 3-2. And Slater charges it up to.
He gets left in a bad spot. All right, so here's K number 1 of the day. It's Miguel Vargas.
Strike 3.
Gets there, 2 speeds down. Vargas way ahead of it. Benintendi gets his second hit of the day.
Benintendi pulls it in the air right field. Pages hustling after him, reaches up, can't make the catch. Picks it up off the warning track. Benintendi is going to get to second.
Another single, another run scores. Man, Clayton did not have a great outing. So I think that's why he was frustrated towards the end.
Carroll dumps one down the right field line for a base hit. Green light for Benintendi.
But uses the whole field. He ends up getting a fly out, ground out. All right, let's just get right to the strikeouts. So here's 2,999. Also on a curveball.
Strike 3, swinging!
That's a good spot right there. That's where you want to be, folks. They call it on under. Oh, let me get my pencil out here. All right, so whenever you're trying to throw a chase breaking ball, you want to get it into this zone, which is, so it's over the plate, but it's below the zone. This whole box right here is where you want to get the chase.
Strike 3, swinging!
Even lower, but he gets the chase. So now we're going to go to the big moment. 6th inning, kind of grinding through. Let's watch the whole at bat where he gets his 3 passes.
Getting tougher with every pitch. Pitch 97. The first to Capra. Runner goes. The tag. Drop down. In time. And now Muncy grabbing his knee.
Knee with the helmet here, doesn't he? Dang. Ooh. Oh, God, that hurt. But they get the out. He gets the reset. So he gets ahead 0-1 with the heater. He's going to go to the curveball here. Doesn't get the curveball. He's going to go to the bread and butter, the slider. Goes over the top, and now 1 pitch away.
The ravine rises, ready to erupt.
Tries to get back there. That's strikeout number 3,000. He's fired up. Roberts. Clayton, not so much. It's about as ho-hum a reaction on a 3,000 strikeout as you're ever going to see. But that speaks a lot to who Clayton is, and we're going to get into that. He's a perfectionist. One of the greatest pitchers of all time. Certainly one of the best of this era. Let's see what he ended up with last night from a box score. perspective, he was, where is it? He ends up going 6 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and got that 3,000 strikeout. Dodgers did win the game. So he goes to a 3.43 ERA. All right, so let's get into Clayton a little bit, all right? Did get 15 swing and misses last night. We're gonna go right into diving into Kershaw a little bit here. I don't know if this is updated yet today, but right now, this season, sliders is primary pitch, 41%, 4-seam, 37%, curveball 17%, and then a split, which I guess is a changeup. Something that he's never really done much of in his career, but as you can see, he's mixing it in a little bit. Looks like only versus righties. Right here. So yeah, so the heater's averaging 89, probably a career low. Last year it averaged 89.9. So it's a big drop off if you go to more seasons. 2023 90.7, 2022 90.7, 2021 90.6, 2020 91.6, 2019 90.3, 2018 90.8, 2017 92.8. So this is where the drop really started. 2017 he was at 92.8, he was at 93.6 in 16, 94.3 in 15. And this is really his heyday. But the fact is, he's been able to put up some good years since then. So if 2017 was his worst, I mean, the last year of him throwing hard, and really from that point forward, let's see what he's got from 2018 through now. 2018 through now, even without his best fastball, he's accumulated 18 WAR since then. He's 72 and 30, throwing basically 90 miles an hour with a 2.86 and 149 starts and 144 ERA plus. This is what it looks like. This is an all-time great. And as you can see, this immediately followed his prime, which in effect was from age 21 through 29 in terms of physical prime. In terms of results prime, I would say he has pretty much never fallen off. I mean, he hasn't been as dominant, as you can see, but those years right there are absolutely insane. Let's start right here. And from 2011 through 2017, he put up a 2.10 ERA in 1,452 innings with a 179 ERA plus and a 2.36 FIP. Only 6.5 hits per 9, 1.8 walks per 9, and that's really the key to all this, and a 10.1 strikeout per 9. All right, so go back to here real quick. Now, if we look at his movement profile over here, you can see the fastball. This has been interesting in his career. The fastball is basically a cutter, all up at the top here. It's got plus vert break on it, so it's above this box, but it also has a lot of glove side movement. So this ball's boring in on the righties and away from the lefties, and that kind of helps it tunnel with the slider. They have very similar movement, but the slider's got obviously more drop because it's less vert, and then the curveball is kind of along the same lines. So this trio of pitches, the fastball, the slider, and the curveball, is really unbelievable for tunneling and for fooling the hitter. All these pitches are going to look similar out of the hand, and there's 3 different speeds and 3 different amounts of vertical break. So I think that's one of the things, along with some of his timing mechanisms, that really has made him so amazing in his career. There's a lot of data here, but I want to highlight a few things about him and his career. As you can see, his arm angle has slightly dropped over the years. Now he's down to 55 degrees. I mean, this is just absurd. The pitching run value numbers. Only the last 2 years has he ever been in the negatives. Other than that, he's been overwhelmingly in the positives. And for his career, he's 68.2 career first pitch strikes, which is absolutely excellent and elite. whiff rate above average for career. I mean, you would think all that because this is one of the greatest pitchers of all time. But if you look at the percentile ratings, it really tells the tale. The fastball velo, as you can see, really falls off the cliff here as we go by the years. And but you know what? Not else really much really drops off. Expected xWOBA, xERA, pretty much elite. Even in 2022, he pops a 95. The barrels aren't really there. The on-base percentage, the walk rate has continued to be excellent. He's never had a below-average whiff rate except for 2018, which is kind of weird because he had a great year that year, I believe. Let's see, what did he do in 2018? I mean, he put up a 303. Hold on, let me get rid of this. Get rid of all this. Okay, so 2018, Kersh, 161 innings with a 2.73, and that's considered not his best. But little story time. This is a guy that I've always really looked up to, always really respected. 2006 draft, just like me. One of only 3 players, I believe, left from the 06 draft that are still pitching today. It's Max Scherzer, it's Clayton Kershaw, both guys going to the Hall of Fame, and it's Tommy Pham. Interesting, was drafted by the Cardinals just like I was, and I would be the 4th guy since I pitched a little bit this year, but those guys have outlasted me. Got to give them credit, especially Max because he's a college guy and older than me, but Clayton and Tommy, both high school guys, so I feel like I had just as much longevity with them in a way in terms of age, but it's what it is. Anyway, Clayton, this guy's just been unbelievable, and one thing about him, especially in the early days, like I never went to Dodger Stadium in my entire career and didn't see this guy running in the outfield, throwing medicine balls, working on his delivery, always with his cut sleeve shirt, always grinding out there in the sun, always doing something to get better. Not a guy that I think just sits around all day, a guy that's been working like a maniac really for 20 straight years at this baseball thing, and he's a model of consistency. Even as his velocity has dropped, he's found a way to stay effective. He's an absolute legend of the game. I was there for his no-hitter. He no-hit us. I believe it was 2016. I pitched the 8th inning right before he went out there to complete the no-hitters, which I thought was pretty cool. So I always felt like we were tied together in a weird way because of that and because of the draft and the NL West stuff. But really just an all-timer. If we look at his comps, it's probably going to be pretty incredible here. Let's see if we can find similarity scores. I mean, here's the similarity scores. Pedro Martinez, Max Scherzer, Roy Halladay, Charles Bender, Sandy Koufax, Bob Crothers, Whitey Ford, John Lester, Sam Lever, and Adam Wainwright. Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame. So 5 Hall of Famers, including some of the best pitchers of all time, and Pedro and Scherzer. See how much cash he's made. Over $300 million in his career. As you can see, these are all the leaderboard stuff. Just crazy. Just crazy. 301 strikeouts in 2015. He led the league in earned run average in 11, 12, 13, and 14, 4 straight years. Let's go look at what those 4 straight years look like. From 11 to 14, he probably had a sub 2. Oh, that's value pitching. We need traditional pitching. Hold on, it's my bad. All right, let's go up here. From 11 to 14, 2.11 ERA, which with 1,000 strikeouts in over 4 seasons, essentially 948 punchies. 29 WAR over 4 years. That's just remarkable. And he's sitting currently on 76 WAR. This guy's a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame. Really one of the greatest pitchers who's ever lived. And I just want to tip my cap to Kersh, really. Just an incredible guy to watch. Really just insane. Incredible career. Incredible guy to watch. Probably the greatest pitcher I've ever seen. And I think a lot of guys forget about him. Certainly I love Max. I love Justin. I love DeGrom. But the numbers don't lie. Kershaw's ERA is more innings and lower than everybody but DeGrom, and it's way more innings than DeGrom. So I think he's in the argument for top 5 pitchers who have ever played baseball. And I have nothing but respect for this guy. As you can see, it's a little bit of a grind for him these days, but he's still good. He's still really good. All right, so now we're going to go on to part B of our stream, and this is going to be the Ben Rice, Devin Williams situation last night. So we need Yankees, we need Blue Jays. We need to go to here, and we need to go to, it's the first pitch right here where this goes down. It's a changeup, negative 4.2 vertical break, 18.9 break.
He gets one and it bounces away.
So he pulls the changeup a little bit.
Score is...
Now let's see. Rice is on the one knee and he's set up over the outside corner. And when he goes down, his weight shifts away from the direction this ball is going to go. Let's see if there's any changeups in the previous couple of at-bats.
It's second and Trent Grisham remains in the game in center.
Let's see where they ends up so we can see.
And it's the top of the order
to him.
Tonight.
And you're looking for changeups here. Here's another one. Rice is set up in the same spot. This one he pulls a little bit. Energy going away. But I don't know. That did not alarm him, I guess. And then on Springer, we got some changeups.
Last night, a career high 7 RBIs.
Set up away. And he nailed it. Same thing. He seems like his body,
a little bit of attention in the
energy, as
Don Mattingly was going down there to check on him to see if they need to make
zone, to then go back to the zone to try to
got Guerrero and Kirk coming up.
There's a big
see
emphasis
if they can get something going.
Strike here. All right, so there's the walk. We all know he walks Vlad. He flies out, and then we go right to Barger. So he had only really pulled one ball at this point. But let's go into slow-mo here. See, the weight goes away, and then that doesn't allow him to shift back, and he has to go for the pick, and he ends up blocking it off his wrist. I do think with a man on third here, there has to be a little bit more awareness of the situation. I mean, it's a pretty simple move. But definitely not ready to get your body in front of it. I think this is a mistake by the Yankees. And you can see Ascara over here. He sees it. He sees it, and he scratches his head right away, because no catcher likes to see a ball get by anybody. He's like, ugh. So I'm gonna say this ball needs to be blocked. See if we can get any more better views of this. Here's the center field angle. Yeah, I just think you got to be more squared up and aware that this guy throws a lot of balls with negative vertical break. I mean, this is a disgusting pitch, negative 4.2 break, and he doesn't slide the feet. So I'm on team. This ball's got to be blocked, and that needs to be the priority there, not framing, in my opinion. All right, so now we're going to go on to the C block, and we're going to look at Riley Greene's 2-homer day, Detroit and Washington. Actually, that's the early game, I believe, right? Yeah, so Detroit and Washington. We're going to go to Riley Greene. This was the day game. 2 for 5 with 2 3-run homers. All right, let's lock in.
For me, with this outfield, they have to charge everything and charge it hard. This is the number one team in the game, and young hitters in the game still. He's just 24 years of age. Riley Greene doing lots of damage. 18 home runs, 5th highest in the American League. Nice. Great pitch. But the Nationals have won 6 out of 11 against them in D.C.
Man, even though that's 89 and only 9 vert, the way that T. Willie, the pitcher here, Trevor Williams, gets under the ball and upshoots it, you can see this ball upshoots. So the VAA is going to be relatively flat, and Riley Greene's got possibly the scoopiest swing in the league, which we're going to look at in a minute. But that's how that 89 gets almost by him up top. Tries it again, ends up being a pretty good take. Back to the sweeper.
Good eye by
Excellent
the
take.
slugger.
This ball holds in the zone a really long time from T. Willie. Strike, 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 strike. No. Sometimes that's tough part about pairing a high fastball with then a lower breaking ball. It doesn't come out of the same tunnel, and I think the hitter recognizes it as odd and like something to let go out of the hand, gives him a better shot of taking it. And here comes the homer.
League.
It's a sweeper.
Other than the
Yeah.
West, they're only 2 over against the West. Riley Greene reaches
reaches
out,
out.
and he's going to hit it out.
And hooks it right down the line for a 3-run jack. 104.8, 32 degrees, 380. Did he barrel this ball? He sure did. And this is the advantage of the scoop. His pitch is low, he's out front, but he gets under it, and he's able to clip it right down the line for the 3-run homer. Let's look at the side angle of this swing. Man, just shows you how strong these guys are. You know, barrel meets ball. He's off balance. He's reaching. His legs are gone. He almost stumbles here. And he's still able to keep it fair. This fan knows it. Look at this dude. Look at this dude right here. Let's rewind it a little bit and watch this guy's reaction. While the ball's in the air, he gives a let's go. He's like, I told you, bro. Oh, fired up. All right, so there's the first ding dong. And now let's see the second one. This one's against Rutledge, so let's see the at-bat. Much harder thrower here. So you can beat him up top a little bit with that swing. Yep, gets under it again, fouls it back. So they're just going to try to abuse him at the top here. Non-competitive, easy take. Quadruple up, easy take. See, he knows where that is now. Oh.
And this one out to deep center. Not coming back. It hits the end of the bleachers. He's driven in.
Unbelievable
6
job
and it's
staying
10.
back. And this ball's annihilated. You fucking kidding me with this swing? So he goes up, up, up. Where's the splitter pop out of the hand? So he sees it up, and that's why he wants to fire. But he's able to let the ball travel. My God, can we see this? Let's see this swing from the side. Wow. Doesn't get out front too much at all. I don't know how you're on time for an 85 mile an hour split after 96.4 heater up and away. Let's see how the take looks from the side. Man, easy takes. Easy takes. Easy takes. His next at bat, it looks like he hits the ball hard too. Let's see.
Danger count 3-1. And he pops it up.
Yeah, too high.
Out to
But
center
gets to
for
that. Gets to
Jacob
that 93.8 up top. All right, so Riley Greene. Let's take a quick look at Mr. Riley Greene. He's having an excellent season. Ex-Woba 85th percentile, expected slug 95th percentile, 98th percentile in barrel percentage. So he's just finding a way to hit that ball right on the barrel. Good things are going to happen when you do that. He's still swinging a lot. He's missing a lot. I would imagine mostly up in the zone. He's still punching out. It's just when he's hitting it with a lot of authority. He's already at 21 dingers this year. He had 24 all of last year, so he's on pace for his best year ever. 898 OPS at the moment. As you can see, the home runs have come all over the field. He's got some to oppo. He's got some to center. He's got some to right. It's really impressive, actually. Let's see what else we got here. Savant's been bullish on his hitting the last few years. It actually says that he was just as good the last 2 years with not as much benefit. All right, let's look at some of his. Let's look at his swing. We're going to get rid of him, and we're going to get Riley Greene in there. All right, here's Riley. 32-degree tilt. The average, no, he's at 45 degrees. The average is 32. So he's 12 degrees more uppercut than the average player. And I think that might be the most in the league. Let's see here. What are we looking at? We're looking at swing path tilt. Yeah, it's the scoopiest swing. It's the most tilted swing in the big leagues. Freddie Freeman, 43. There's only a few guys over 40. Castellanos, Wood, Norby, Pajes, Waters, Freeman, Greene. Now, this is going to give you an ability to hit fly balls, but it's also going to probably hurt you at the top of the zone with fastballs. And to me, that's what everybody would be doing to him. But if he can lay off and distinguish that top of the zone like he showed in that Rutledge at-bat, then he's going to buy himself some pitches he can do damage with. He's a strong guy, hits the ball hard. Let's see what we got bat speed-wise. He is at 75 miles an hour, which is up there. Yeah, he is. He is 21st in the big leagues. 21st in the big leagues in bat speed. Really, really, really good. Really, really good. Let's look at his batting stance. See if we can take a look at that real quick. Batting stance, Riley Greene. Kind of a neutral spot in the zone. 8 degrees open, and then he closes up. You know, anything in the bottom of the zone that he can scoop, he's got a shot to drive it out of the ballpark. That's not hyperbole. That's what he's got going for him. And also, let's see if we can get back to his page real quick. Yeah. So sprint speed is below average. Defense is basically neutral. So it's really with the bat is where he's going to come from. Let's go check him out on Baseball Reference real quick. Already a 3-WAR season. So this is he's a 150 OPS for this season, 125 for his career. Last year he had a 5.4 WAR year. This guy's ascending. Riley Greene is headed probably to the All-Star game again this year, so that'll be back-to-back appearances. This is what it looks like, 23 and 24. Really, the sky's the limit. And it's a big reason why this team has taken off so well, and they've been so good this year. They're kicking the crap out of everyone. So this is really, really, really special to see. And I think that's it for Riley Greene today. We are going to take a quick peek. 2 other things here. Oh, we got some texts. They don't like the name. We know that, but we know that. Overtime. Sanchez and Evaldi pitching performances, Grand Slams. All right, let's look at the Grand Slams real quick. We saw Nimmo's, but I want to see this Encarnacion-Strand Grand Slam. So it's Cincinnati Reds and Boston Red Sox. It's off Weissert. Here we go. Bases loaded. Boston's up 3. No outs, so he's got to go right.
Falling behind. Here's the 1-0.
Heater away.
Past him.
Heater away. Weissert throwing more 4-seams these days, so he goes triple 4-seam.
He's
under all of them.
And Weissert's 1-2.
Quadruple 4-seam. Fouled off. Here comes sweeper negative 20. Watch this.
1-2 pitch. Not much bite on this. Jammed up for the Reds in a 2-2 home. High fly ball.
And this one just doesn't have the vert. So it's a 5th 4-seam at the at-bat.
Totally out of the ballpark for a grand slam.
And he absolutely smacks this ball.
And in a blink of an eye, Cincinnati takes the lead.
109 at 34, 39. He hits this ball literally out of sight. All right, so let's dig in a little bit. So the first 4-seam he throws is 11-7, but it's a non-competitive fastball. Then he gets one by him at 14.
Past him.
Definitely under this ball, right? Yep, under it. And he throws him another one at 94 at 13-4.
And the 1-1.
So he's horribly under both of these pitches, like not even close. Maybe he's calibrated for sinker. This is a fourth one, fourth heater. Under it again and away, but getting a little closer. Then the sweeper comes. It's kind of non-competitive. That allows Encarnacion, I think, to stay on the fastball here. Now, if I'm Weiser here, it's all about location. If you're going to go 4 again, you got to go way up here because the pitches have gotten a little bit more hittable. He's gotten a little bit more on it as we've gone. Here it is.
In a 2-2 home. High fly ball.
He gets it up, but not up enough.
Way back there. Totally out of the.
And this time, he's able to meet it, and meet it he does. Well, so let's see if we can watch this real quick. Let's watch this angle. Just a balanced swing. And just hits it off the barrel and lets it do the work. That's just a crippling moment if you're a Red Sox. I've been out there in that situation. I've given up home runs like that. That hurts. That hurts. Hurts a lot. And this inning was a little squirrely. We got a kind of a weak single. Let's see how the
Stevenson is tapped to second. He's flying
22-inch sweeper.
And he'll ground that
the
one
4
through the hole
hole.
for a base
It's a good approach by Stevenson. Let's see what happens
coming
here.
into this inning.
Nasty sinker.
Ground ball, chopper to third, backing up Toro.
This is an error.
Throw too
But
late.
they call it a hit. Oh, no, they call that an error, thank God. And then we have a 7-pitch walk.
And the 3-2 on the way. Missed badly.
Pulled it.
And Weisert's 2-2.
So, that can get you. All right, so that is going to call it for right now. We're going to call it for the day. And we're going to go check out what is coming tonight in terms of the games. We got a David Festa, Yuri Perez. Yuri Perez will definitely circle that on the schedule. We want to watch that. Walter Freeland at Coors. Ends. This guy hadn't pitched in like 4 years in the big leagues. He's got a nice kick change in his grip there. But he's facing the Nats today in his second start. Huge game in Toronto tonight. Clark Schmidt and Bassett. Schmidt's been on a little bit of a roll. Bassett's been scuffling, but the Blue Jays can complete the sweep tonight. They can overtake the Yankees for first place, which, I don't know, a couple weeks ago seemed impossible. So we'll be watching that. Ooh, a nice matchup of old friends here. Quintana versus the Mets and Mr. David Peterson. Quintana and Peterson were pretty tight as teammates, and they're going to square off today. This is a big game for the Mets. They cannot afford to split this series or lose this series. They need to win this series and get some momentum going. Soriano Elder. Ortiz Horton. Robbie Ray's been quietly awesome versus Fat. Lugo and Wu. This is a good pitching matchup tonight. We'll have to check up in. And then Cervalli and Dustin May. So for me, I would say I'm most excited to watch Robbie Ray throw. This Quintana-Peterson matchup. Schmidt-Bassett is the big game. And then I'm definitely going to circle Yuri Perez tonight. All right, so that's it for the stream. It was great watching you guys. Watching some baseball with you guys. And we will be back here, same place.